Well, plenty of blue skies across the area since this morning and this afternoon. As we look from our Mount Washington Skycam, it continues to be clear out there. That has allowed temperatures to climb well into the 80s. And dew points today have been noticeably lower. That was an unexpected but pleasant surprise. And some drier air kind of came in last night behind a complex of showers and storms. We got a little bit of rain on it, but most of that stayed farther west in Minnesota. But for whatever reason, dew points have not gone up back to where they were over the weekend. No complaints from me for sure. However, it will be interesting to see how thunderstorms develop tonight because those dew points are noticeably lower now. However, farther west where these will be sliding across, they are in the 70s, so there will be plenty of low-level moisture, at least initially, to feed those storms. Current temperatures mostly between 85 and 90 degrees. 90 is the hot spot in La Crosse, 88 in Eau Claire, 85 in Rice Lake and Medford. Again, these are coming with lower humidity compared to the weekend, where dew points are generally hanging out in the low and mid 60s. Menominee sticking out there with a dew point of 70, but again, most places are not at the same levels as certainly yesterday, and because of that, our heat indexes are a lot lower. Yesterday, some places flirted with heat indexes right near 100 degrees. Today, they've been a lot more easier to take, I should say, upper 80s and low 90s. Now, what we're going to be paying attention to tonight is what potentially here is developing in South Dakota. We're starting to see a complex of thunderstorms developing there, and this is going to ride up along and north of this wavy front that is situated here just to our south. And this is going to be feeding on high amounts of instability, some decent winds in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere that will ride this along. And this complex is expected to organize very quickly as it tracks eastward into Minnesota. Now, we still think the majority of that, as far as the greatest threat for severe weather, as it looks now, will stay to our west. But this is something we have to watch closely because they can kind of shift from what some of the forecast guidance is showing. But for now, we believe it will move rapidly to the east and southeast. As I mentioned, the greatest threats are currently expected to remain in Minnesota. And for us, we still have the potential, though, after midnight to see some stronger winds with heavier rain. Our severe threat levels generally below the medium category here. That would be for hail. Certainly tornadoes would be on the low end, at least for what we're expecting with this complex. And flooding should be fairly limited unless the storms kind of train over the same areas if they orient themselves west to east. But wind would be our biggest concern at this point. Our forecast model, again, one of many. Now, this one actually has this holding together and tracking farther east right into our area. Others have it curving more to the southeast following the gradient of instability. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. That would make a difference for us as far as impacts go. But notice the rapid movement through tomorrow. Other than a stray shower or storm, we are going to stay dry. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. And another wave of energy passing mostly to our south on Wednesday could give us a few extra clouds. This forecast model has maybe a couple of showers and storms in our southern areas, but I think for the most part, we'll continue to stay dry. Thunderstorms after midnight tonight, lows in the 60s. Winds could be gusty around any of those thunderstorms that work on through. Just a slight risk tomorrow, otherwise a much drier forecast in terms of rain chances, Alex, but also humidity levels. We can breathe a lot easier looking at that extended forecast as we transition from July to August.
Literally can breathe easier walking outside. It's not going to feel as steamy out there, thankfully.
Now, having said that, we do have to keep an eye on the Canadian wildfire smoke this week. I think that could be a factor later on.
Gotcha. Thanks, Darren.
You got it.